Welcome to Travel Boss. Yes, we are here again. Another great Saturday morning here in New York, as some would say, the Big Apple. And take it out of it, huh? Well, this is Keith, and welcome to our show, Travel Boss. And we've been having a good time. I think I heard in the last segment something about glasses. I think I'm gonna go have my eyes checked real soon and maybe get some updated ones. You know what I mean? So good to have your eyes checked and make sure that you can see clearly as you move about this really crazy city here. So welcome again to this segment, and we're here to have a really good time on today's show. We're gonna be talking about some hot deals, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's coming up in a little bit. But for now, we're looking at 5 top travel experiences. My top 5 travel experiences. I've had a whole more than five, a lot more than five. Uh, but these are the ones that I think really stand out in my memory, in my mind. I think about it more so than more often than the others. But yeah, I've had a lot of experiences traveling and just just can go for days on different ones that I've had. So this morning I want to look at how I would say it all began. How it all began. Everything in life has a starting point. Think about it. Think about when you have the birth taking place, and you have the meeting of those two different things. The sperm and the egg meet, and then starts the process. And of course, it goes into the embryonic stage, and then the fetus stage, and then the birth, and now you're a grown person. So everything has a beginning. But yes, I do have some very interesting experience. And the first place that I want to share with you guys that I really just was a big deal for me was Canada. Canada. Canada was one of the places that I really thought was a pivotal point, and it is what pivoted a whole lot of things from there on as far as travel. Now, why this Canada was so interesting to me, why it was so interesting, was that we had a show that we had to do in Canada. It was a major winter fest where you'd have a lot of New Yorkers, East Coast region, and Canadians would come together at a place just across the where you have the Niagara Falls. So the Niagara Falls, it separates New York from Canada. All right, almost like half. So you could pretty much, if you had a boat, you could actually sail from Canada right into New York over that particular waterfall. And but but when we was supposed to go to Canada, this time I was with a band, and the band was called Arise. Now it was a major trip, was a big investment, and so we knew that this was one of our first major investment that we were going to be doing in our music career. And so we got some new equipment, we got speakers and amplifiers. I mean, these speakers were like, I think one of the speakers was like 165 pounds. That's how heavy it was. Yeah, we pretty much we got sound tech and everything, and so we went to Canada under some advice from someone who one of the leaders, one of the New York State leaders, who knew about these things and said, "Well, guys, this is what it takes, this is what it is." And again, we talk about investments. When you have a dream, you got to invest, and sometimes that's what it takes. It takes that big investment, and some people risk a lot, but nothing comes without a price. And so we you made the investment, and we did our thing. We had just completed our album, first album, and it was exciting, and the word was getting out, church world and so on and so forth. We had sent some to different people in the church world, leaders, to hear our music, and we are getting a lot of interest. And we went there and that's when we had one of the most amazing experience. I mean, they loved us, and that set the pace for where we started doing a whole lot of other winter festivals within the church because they had them in Smoky Mountain, they had them in Texas, they had them in Pennsylvania, they had them in down south. So Canada was like a major stepping stone in in travel. Of course, Canada was like it was cold. Winterfest, the word winter. It was pretty cold. Hey, hi Jess. I see you, Jess. How you doing?
Hey, I had
Welcome.
a question, but you were already
Yes.
talking about it. But you
Yeah.
were just explaining what was Canada like for you. So I wanted to know more about that.
Yes. Very clean. Very clean. Very clean. Boy, very clean and cold, of course. But I enjoyed my time there. We didn't do much excursion, get around, but I did a little walking around the hotel. But it was a major trip because that was when I had my first autographs, and I was like, wow, it was like stars, you know. And
Yeah, what part of Canada did you go? Did you go to Toronto, Montreal?
I think it was Toronto. Toronto. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was really exciting. It was a great memory, great memory. I remember we had the responses. The buses they look like that. The buses to me look like regular buses. Those buses look like London buses. Like I said,
Yeah, I love that London.
yeah,
I've been there too. What
yeah.
did you like about London?
Well, London. When I went to London, London actually, it was actually the weather's very temperamental. I would say,
Mm-hmm.
you get up in the morning and it'd be nice and sunny, and then by 12 it's like it's all muggy and a bit of a little gloomy it seems, and then would rain.
Yeah.
It would rain, and then it was like okay, it's hot again. It just it was very temperamental. We stayed at a family at the time, families at the time. We basically went to one of the largest church there in London. It was called Roac. But London, we went to the market. That's when I went to the market in London. I bought some watches and got some little artifacts, some memorabilia and stuff like that. Did a couple. In fact, I think I went and played tennis one day during that time. So the travel experience there was pretty interesting, and it's funny
Yeah. Did
because
you go to sorry I didn't cut you off. I have a question because I remember a time when I went and
yeah,
London you said is your fourth top? Your
yes,
fourth top?
my five top places, yes,
Your five top places. So
one of my
London's
top,
like
yeah,
number 4.
for you,
Okay.
right?
Did you go to Piccadilly?
No, you know what? You know what happened? I went to the pub to play pool a couple of times.
Okay.
Yo, and listen, they smoke a lot in London, more than I imagine. I think at the time when I went to to uh, to London, we were banning smoking here in New York, and
Mm,
so when I went there, it was like, oh man, this was like the airport was like a fog city, and everywhere was a smoke and a drink. Even when we went to church, we were given wine. It was a different kind of social construct there. A lot of
yeah.
wine, in as far as their social events, but uh so we're talking about traveling here. We're talking about my. I would say this would be my fourth. My first was Canada because the way it started everything. My second would be I would say London.
Okay.
Because
Second is London. So
yeah,
top 1 is
yeah,
Canada,
hmm
2 is London.
yeah.
What's your number 3 spot?
My number three spot would be I would say Saint Vincent, Saint Vincent,
Okay.
and the Grenadines. Yeah. So um, again, it was a lot like Jamaica.
Mm,
Very nature wise and just you know sunny and bright. Very lively. You could feel the air, the freshness of the place. Very small though, very small.
mhm.
And when I think of St. Vincent, I think of a big rock, you know, because most of the driving that we did there, it was like a lot of hills and very narrow roads, scary. Goodness gracious! I give you a funny experience. I mean, there was a time when we're coming home, we're coming from an event, and we saw prisoners. on a truck, an open back truck, no handcuffs. They were like loose, free. So we asked them why these guys doing on the back of the truck, and they're jailers. They're supposed to be in prison. So, but where they gonna run? There's nowhere to run. It was just a funny thing,
Mm.
because it was just like so many hills and precipice and mountainous
Mhm.
roads that the guy that was taking us around, there were like patches of like really smooth road, maybe
Yeah.
200 feet. He would just drive so fast, just for the 200, 400 yards of clean road. Everything was kind of bumpy and kind of, I mean, I'm not sure what it's like
Yeah.
today, how much they have improved today, as far as, getting certain things in their country, upscale and that kind of thing. But back then, when I went there, it was like, wow, but I enjoyed, went to the beaches, and had a good time there. So that's my three, right? So I got three now. So
Mm.
my
I
my
just want to preface to the listeners
uh-huh.
that we're counting down.
Yes.
So we started with Canada
Uh-huh.
5, London 4,
Uh-huh.
St. Vincent 3,
Uh-huh.
number 2.
So number two right now would be, what did I say? It's a cross between.
You
Uh,
gotta pick one. Gotta pick one.
I'm trying to see. I took a trip to Tennessee. It was in New York. Yeah,
Mm.
well, it was in New York. I mean, from New York. I went to Tennessee. It was a gospel workshop. I think it was titled Gospel Workshop of America. And of course, who's who and whatever the top names as you can think of in the industry that either were there or they had
Mhm.
representation there. Tennessee again, very clean, very clean. That's the place I went to, and I had a good time. We actually went to some of the restaurants, and in Tennessee, I tell you one thing though, the burgers, oh my,
Mhm.
humongous. They are so big. Some of these restaurants, I
Ooh.
mean, huge. It's like one burger is like almost 2 days meal. I'm thinking, who eat
Wow.
these things? So
Did you just hear about what's happening in Tennessee now?
specifically to the food or to the weight.
To the it just highlight today I heard this morning with like the tornadoes that it like hit through Tennessee,
I heard something about that.
um
Yes, I heard something
and
about
then
that.
like that
Yes.
whole like region Arkansas, and it's
Hmm.
like we have to
Yeah.
be maybe next time you could talk about it because that
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. And those places down there are known for that. I
Mhm.
mean, we have seen some very weird weather patterns because as we talk about global warming, I think so much is
Yeah.
going on. And I think a part of it is man made. A lot of it is man error and what we're doing to the environment, I believe. But
Mhm.
some really strange things going on with the
Yeah,
weather
yeah.
patterns. But downside in particularly is known for a lot of those things, tornadoes and twisters and those kind of things. So we pray for those folks, that they're okay, and that they'll be fine, and no lives will be lost. But yes, I'll take New York. We
Yeah,
we
yeah.
may we may we may see some stuff here and there, but usually
I'm
we
gonna
don't.
stick to my East
Yeah,
Coast.
yeah, we don't we
Somewhere
don't get
around there.
we don't get a
Yep.
lot of those scary moments.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we pray for them that they be okay. And what else? So
And last one, your number one
uh-huh.
is
So now
what?
when I think about number one, you got to flip it now. So this will be my fifth, but technically we started with five, which is I mean with five as the number one in my mind. So number five
Mm-hmm.
is for me number one, and if you go down, you see, so that's how I have it. But
Gotcha.
my number one place now, and like I said, it's just there's so many more I have, but these five are the ones that kind of stand out. With a trip that I had to Washington. Now
Mm.
it's not very
And this is
far.
DC
Yeah,
or
Washington D.C.
Washington DC. Okay.
Yeah, Washington D.C. And why was significant to me because all these trips weren't necessarily all it wasn't all about the excitement of the trip. It was the nature of the trip and what happened on the trip itself. um, we were actually flying from a performance here in New York at a park. We rushed out of the park and we went to Washington. We flew to Washington, It was a pending storm, and and when we went to the airport, we were the last flight that took off. After our flight took off, we barely made it. We were told there were no more flights coming out, and so of course were in this kind of storm. We really were, and it wasn't a big plane, Jesse. We were flying,
Wow.
and believe you me, it felt like the end of it. That was it. It was over. I mean, the only thing I can probably attribute it to, or maybe even equate it to, is like being on a roller coaster.
Hmm.
Now, literally, it felt like we were like being tossed around like a toy box. So everything in the plane flew off: hats, computers, drinks, you name it.
Oh, that's scary.
I mean, it was that scary. And at one point, it felt like we were going down, like this way down, like that's it, we're
Um,
going down. And
that's it. Yeah.
some weird way, the plane flipped, and of course, so for some people were saying Jesus, screaming out,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
it's so funny. The guy beside me, there was been a book called, I think, something about "There's No God," I think.
Wow.
And when they left the plane, no, that was a different words they were saying. They were saying something different, you know. But we got to Washington with a very very nice trip. When we actually got there and performed, there was a ministers conference. We met all the ministers who would meet there, um, you know, as a minister celebration, refresher, workshop and that kind of thing. So we sang for all these ministers. So now all these ministers had churches, right? And all the
Mhm.
ministers can afford people to come in their churches. So that was also another great event to have us, the band as well, come to their church wherever they were. So we ended up going to a lot of different
Right.
states, um, Virginia, Texas, Maine, Ohio, because they saw us there and we started getting calls. So that was a very nice trip, nice trip. Um, that trip, I remember being very, very sick, very ill, because I drank cold ice water on an empty stomach. I would advise anybody, don't make that mistake. Don't do that. If you're very
Mm-mm.
hungry, don't drink cold water. And I drank it too fast, too much. I barely made the performance. When I came off, I thought I was going to pass out. I don't know how I survived singing for that time we did on stage. But thank God I'm here. I'm still here.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've had some great experiences, some pretty interesting one. But these stands out for me. Yeah, they stands out for me in my mind. They stand out. And, I reflect on these places, and it's like, I can tell my kids about these places, maybe my grandkids someday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but travel for me, travel means a lot, and folks, and that's why we do here. I take pleasure in uh, offering you ideas and programs and services that can help you with your travel. So we have websites called My travelwishlist.com, mytravelwishlist.com. And some of you might be thinking about traveling and you're not quite sure to go about it. Maybe you want to maximize your buck. Want to get the best deals possible. You can go to mytravelwishlist.com, and we have some hot deals, hot deals, Jesse,
Yeah.
that we want to talk
I'm
about.
a, yeah, I'm gonna talk about the three. I'm gonna give three big hot deals that we have going on at mytravelwishlist.com. And bear with me, guys. I know previous on my show you were talking about eyes and my contact lenses are
Yes,
all over the
yeah,
place today, so bear with me. But our first hot deal is don't miss Norwegian's best sale ever, 70% off your second guest plus get 7 free offers from Norwegian. Norwegian Cruise Line is the innovator in cruise travel with a 54-year history of breaking the boundaries of traditional cruising, inviting guests to enjoy a relaxed resort style cruise vacation on some of the newest and most contemporary ships at sea. Norwegian Cruise Line sails around the globe, offering guests the freedom and flexibility to explore the world on their own time and experience a multitude of dining options, award winning entertainment, superior guest service, and more across all of this brand's 17 ships. Now, don't miss Norwegian's greatest sale ever. Limited booking only through December 9th. Offer details: get 70% off your second guest and take all 7 free offers: open bar, specialty dining, excursions, Wi-Fi, extra guests, third and fourth, airfare for second guest, and $250. Some of the destinations includes Africa, Alaska, Asia, Australia, Bahamas, Bermuda, Canada, Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Los Cabos in Mexico, Mexican Riviera, Pacific Coast, Puerto Vallarta, Vallarta, Puerto Vallarta,
There you
Salina
go.
Cruz, South America, South Pacific, U.S. Virgin Islands, U.S. cities, Panama Canal, Transatlantic, Trans-Pacific, Greece, Turkey, Israel, Cyprus, Florida, New Zealand, New England, and Northern Europe. Travel dates are now through December 1st, 2022. Book by December 9th, 2021 to save. Our next hot deal for today is Kids
Hot,
Cruise.
hot.
Yes, I love Kitties Cruise. Free with Holland America Line. Bring the family for free with Holland America Line. And you don't want to miss this opportunity to cruise the sun-blessed Caribbean or Mexico for the holidays or a winter or spring getaway. Even plan your early season Alaska trip with this special offer. For a limited time, kids ages 17 and under cruise free with Holland America Line. This special offer has been extended and now applies bookings made between November 4th and December 9th with kids as a third or fourth guest on select sailings departing November 4th, 2021 through May 31st, 2022.
Wow.
And last but certainly not least, Cyber Monday sale extended from MCS Cruises. Free balcony upgrades plus kids sail free plus total flexibility with MCS Cruises. For a limited time, book a balcony stateroom for the price of an ocean view and kids sail free with Caribbean and the Bahamas, Mediterranean, and Northern Europe cruises. Plus, with Total Cruise Flex, you have the flexibility to change your booking up to 48 hours prior to departure. Book by December 5th, 2021 to save. Again, this and other deals that you want to take advantage of, you could head right to mytravelwishlist.com to travel, share, and also earn.
Wow. Well, with the last deal, we're so sorry, but that was passed. So we missed that one. But again, we always have new deals coming up. We really always do. So look out for these deals. Go mytravelwishlist.com. Thank you so much, Jesse. You did a fantastic job. Letting these folks know what's out there. That is hot, and get it while it's hot, of course. And folks, remember, in travel, there is always documentation. You can get help with that as well. A lot of people they're not sure how to go about that, and so we can help with that. And also keep in mind that we do group. You may have groups. We can work it. We can work on that for you. So we're not limited here. And in fact, some people are looking to earn. You know, the travel industry is $1 trillion industry. So you want to look into that as well. You want to inquire in that. Check us out, and we can help you. You can also earn from travel. All right. So again, Jesse, what can I do without your eyes? What can I do without your eyes?
I don't know what I would do. I have them. Whew.
So I'm going to be, I guess, making my first early practice here to go and see an eye doctor and have my eyes checked and see what I need. I know I need reading glasses for sure. I can see very far.
Yeah, I could kind of tell what power you would get, what power would help you. But
yeah, I can see very far, but near I'm like, Lord Almighty,
Yep, you reached it.
Yeah. So, folks, we have arrived close to our end of this show, this segment this weekend, and we thank you for watching, for checking us out. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. so you can get our upcoming shows. We are here to empower, and we're here to just share with you and empower those people who are interested in being empowered, and just become one big happy family. And we grow together, we stay together, and we see our community thrive. Because at the end of the day, we want to thrive, not just survive. So, folks, again, thank you
Yes.
for watching, and see you
Thank
next
you.
time
You
on
too.
Travel Boss. Jess, what do you say?
I say thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you for all of our listeners, supporters, viewers from all around the world. Thank you for tuning in for our weekend show on UME Radio. Stay tuned. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and check out our Let's Talk Relationship show coming Monday at 9 p.m. Stay tuned. We love you guys. See you next week. Happy
Yes, and to our
holidays.
amazing producer, number one in the
Thank
business.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. You're the
Do you love to travel? Have you heard about mytravelwishlist.com? My Travel Wishlist, a UDMI travel brand, provides all-inclusive solutions to travelers. We provide 3 key solutions. 1. Travel booking for any occasion, individual or group. 2. Destination weddings, family retreats, and adventures for kids by or partners. And 3. Travel share and earn program. We have a network of travel advisors to help you find the true veil in your travels. He is one of the owners of mytravelwishlist.com. Greetings, Mr. Maris. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic here. And how about you yourself?
I'm great, actually. You're about to tell us a little about mytravelwishlist.com. Our audience would love to know, what is it about?
Well, as you know, travel is an amazing thing. And I was one of those persons who was fortunately had the chance to travel extensively over the years. I was a part of a band, and we did a lot of travel internationally and nationally. And so travel, I think, is a great thing. Expand the mind, and give you a sense of how big this world is, and you can imagine more. And I think wealthy people are ones who normally travel. It's called My Travel Wishlist. And of course, it's a UDMI travel brand, and it provides all exclusive solutions to travelers, right? So like a one-stop shop, because sometimes traveling can be very stressful, not sure where to go, how to go about it. So we're here to help you navigate that process, so you can have a good starting point in your travel to a good ending point in your travel. So that's pretty much the fundamentals of what it is to give you that experience, where it's not stressful and you feel all burning down, and you walk away saying, hey, I found the right help I needed, and hopefully you can share with others, and so they can have the same experience.
So as a client myself, maybe I want to use this medium to travel someday. And so I want to know, can I travel to every part of the world, or are there specific destinations?
Well, I'm not sure if you want to go to Iraq right now or Kuwait, but pretty much we can travel everywhere. You're looking at different airlines and hotels. Travel booking for any occasion and any individual or groups. All right. Destination weddings, planning, and so we have the networks that's in place to facilitate whatever the needs are. So the Travel Wish is really saying, you come to us and tell us your wish, and like Santa Claus, we make it happen. So it's like what we do, we go to work for you. So what we do, we hear your needs. You're going to convey to us what you want. We can also share some things as well. Once we hear what you want, we're going to be able to offer you different ideas and options that may be comparable to what you want, or pretty much as close to as possible to what you want. So the wish list is saying, I want this. And then we go to work for you. And we be able to present that to you and say, hey, this is where you can go, this is what you can do, and you will get to not only enjoy the experience, but you feel in control of the experience. You feel like you're actually making that decision, and then it'll be more fulfilling to you. So it's an experience that you can enjoy, or we can enjoy together, to make you a happy client.
Our final question to you,
Go right
Mr.
ahead.
Market, is what are some of the benefits of booking through My Travel Wishlist?
We want to empower people. All right. So not only can you travel, you can earn from your travel. Why spend? Why not earn? So we can show you those aspects of it, where you can not only save, but become an earner.
Are you ready to travel? Let's go. Log on to www.mytravelwishlist.com for more information.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell.